In recent developments, tensions between the United States and its neighbors, Canada and Mexico, have escalated due to the potential implementation of tariffs by President Donald Trump. The situation highlights the intricate web of trade relationships and the broader implications for North American economic dynamics. #The context of tariffs. The backdrop of Trump's proposed tariffs is rooted in ongoing concerns regarding fentanyl trafficking and immigration. In a statement made last week, Trump declared his intention to impose a 25% tariff on both Canada and Mexico, setting a deadline for February 1st. This decision appears to be a strategic maneuver aimed at pressuring these countries to collaborate with the U.S. in addressing the dual crises of drug trafficking and immigration security. The role of the White House. White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt confirmed that Trump remains committed to this course of action. She indicated that, in addition to tariffs on Canada and Mexico, Trump is contemplating imposing fresh tariffs on China as well, further complicating the global trade landscape. The implications of these tariffs extend beyond economic metrics. They could reshape diplomatic relations and influence geopolitical strategies. Ottawa's response. Canadian officials, aware of the potential economic fallout, have signaled their readiness to respond with countermeasures should these tariffs come into effect. Ottawa's stance reflects a commitment to protecting its economic interests while navigating the complexities of trade negotiations. Historically, Canada and Mexico have been important trading partners for the United States, and the introduction of tariffs could disrupt established trade flows, impacting industries and consumers on both sides of the border. Economic implications. The proposed tariffs could have significant repercussions for the economies of all three countries involved. For the U.S., while the intention may be to deter illegal drug trafficking and manage immigration, the economic consequences could include higher prices for consumers and strained trade relationships. Canadian and Mexican businesses that rely on cross-border trade could face increased costs, potentially leading to retaliatory measures that might escalate the trade conflict. Broader trade relationships. The situation also raises questions about the future of trade agreements within North America. The United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, which replaced the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, was designed to create a more balanced trade environment among the three countries. However, the threat of tariffs undermines the cooperative spirit that the USMCA aimed to promote. The delicate balance of trade relations in North America could be further jeopardized by unilateral actions from the U.S. government. Implications for global trade. Moreover, the proposed tariffs on Canada and Mexico could send shockwaves through global markets. As the U.S. is a key player in international trade, any shifts in its policies can influence global supply chains and trade dynamics. Countries around the world are closely watching the developments, as they may need to adjust their strategies in response to U.S. trade policies. This situation underscores the interconnectedness of the global economy, where the actions of one nation can have far-reaching effects. The political landscape. Politically, Trump's approach to tariffs reflects a populist strategy that appeals to a segment of the American electorate concerned about job losses and immigration. By framing tariffs as a means to protect American interests, Trump seeks to bolster his support base. However, this strategy also raises concerns among economists and political analysts who caution against the long-term consequences of protectionist measures. Countermeasures and the cycle of retaliation. If Ottawa does indeed respond with countermeasures, a cycle of retaliation could ensue, leading to escalating tariffs and trade barriers. Such a scenario would not only affect the economic relationship between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, but could also create friction in broader international relations. The risk of a trade war looms large, with potential consequences for global economic stability. Conclusion. In conclusion, President Trump's plans to impose tariffs on Canada and Mexico, tied to issues of fentanyl trafficking and immigration, are emblematic of a broader trend toward protectionism in U.S. trade policy. The willingness of Canada to implement countermeasures reflects the serious implications of such actions. As the situation unfolds, the interconnectedness of trade relationships Economic consequences and political motivations will continue to shape the dialogue between these North American nations and the global community at large. This evolving narrative serves as a critical reminder of the complexities inherent in international trade and diplomacy, where decisions made in one country can reverberate across borders, affecting economies and relationships worldwide.